How do? Welcome to Olivera Home and Design. In this video, I am going to show you how to turn this beautiful resawn Douglas fir into some simple shutters that I use to class up the front of my house. Let's take a look. There she is.
Wow, our house has come such a long way in just a year.
Just a year. This is the beginning of the process, obviously, before we remove that box.
And what are we doing today?
We are putting up shutters.
Shutters.
So first we got to demo this old box thing that serves no purpose and is attached to the house with 60 years of what I assume is lead-based paint.
I didn't even think of that.
No.
And you're wearing gloves.
No. Yeah, these are those new real fancy gloves that are invisible. They're really fancy.
It was a little bit of sarcasm. Wow, that just popped off.
Yeah, literally they were not attached to the house.
And I'm guessing if you're not wearing gloves, you don't have any safety goggles on.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm squinting so that when the little shards come at me, I close my eyes very quickly.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is not a demonstration in safety.
To be fair, this wood was so rotted, it just came
Also,
off.
you're the safety officer of the family, so you might have just gotten demoted.
Oof.
I didn't even think of that.
Rough.
Yeah, so you got a crowbar.
I mean, I didn't really need it. You'll see, this thing just breaks. Watch. Boop.
Wow.
That whole piece of wood just broke in half.
That's a lot of rotted wood.
Yeah.
And again, thank goodness you don't have any gloves on.
Yeah, but I told you, I've got the best set of tweezers in all of California.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're good.
And what happened here?
Oh,
neighbor?
You and Izzy came out to visit. So
do
Izzy in particular.
we get a shot at Izzy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Please tell me her hair is like in some amazing glory.
It's full-blown Einstein mode. There she is.
Yes.
Hey, Iz. So happy to be a part of the project.
Oh, she's funny.
Coming out telling me what to do.
She's
Do
so
this,
funny.
do that. You're doing it wrong, Dad.
So those little stubs underneath are not structural.
Like those posts.
Yeah, the posts. Yes.
Things.
Yes.
No, not structural at all. They're literally just sitting in the stucco. And that strange color, it's like tannish.
Yep.
It's just the stucco. I don't think it had ever been painted. I think they just put that box on and painted around it year after year.
Look at you doing a good job on that paint.
Well, painting is pretty tricky work.
Sometimes I have a problem with it, so
Well,
I'm
painting
impressed.
outside with a roller, it's not too bad. This is pretty easy stuff.
Okay, I've got a back of a house that needs finishing. You want to work on that one too?
Yeah, you and the neighbors,
Yeah.
probably love to see the back of the house.
Yes,
painted.
we probably would.
But today we're working on the front.
Okay. What are you doing here?
I've got the wood that I'm going to use for the shutters all stacked so that it can dry.
Why do you have a picture of the
This is
shop
my
vac?
dust collector. It's the Rigide. Must be Italian.
Oh my gosh.
Only the finest Italian dust collector for my garage workshop with 2 outlets.
Oh, we spoil you.
So here I outthought myself.
Yeah?
I was like, oh, I'm a real smarty. I've really figured it out this time. I have to cut a bunch of planks for the shutters.
Okay.
And they all have to be the same size, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want the shutters being different sizes. So I thought, well, I'll extend the fence on my miter saw and I'll put a stop block in, and that'll allow me to cut the exact same length each and every time.
What's a fence? Just like a template? You're trying to make it the same size?
A fence is just a long piece
Okay.
that works itself out from the miter saw like this.
Okay.
And then by putting, anything, a stop block, a screw, a nail, something at a certain point,
Oh,
you
okay.
push the wood up against it and you make the same cut over and over and over again. It makes the cut repeatable. So you get the exact same length over and over.
Well, that's...
Here I'm struggling with my hanging power cord. That's how I get power to my saw.
We haven't finished the garage yet. We haven't done the garage.
No, we have not done that.
Not even close.
No.
So this seems pretty smart.
It seems like it. The problem is that the 2x4 was so thick.
Did I sound surprised there when I said this seems pretty smart?
When I went to cut the plank, and this is what I'm doing right now, I cut one side.
Yeah.
And didn't cut through. I'll flip it over.
Okay.
And finish the cutoff.
Okay.
I'm used to that. I don't have a compound miter saw, so I have to flip wood a lot.
Okay.
Well, the two cuts didn't meet in the middle.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so this is all for nothing.
Because of your fence? Because of the board?
Yeah, the fence was too thick.
Oh.
If I had put it maybe like behind, or I probably could have made it work, but I just pulled it off.
Got it. So now you're just cutting it.
Now I'm just marking them. I'm using a square to make sure that my line is nice and straight, and then I'm just cutting them carefully, the exact same length, over and over again.
Well, bummer about the fence, but...
Hey, I tried.
You did. Hats off to you. So how many of these do you have to cut?
Oh, let's see. It was 3 per, and it was 12.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're using what kind of wood?
We're using Resawn Douglas fir because inside the house, we exposed a couple of beams when we renovated and when we did our addition.
Yep.
And as a result, we have another beam that we're planning on using as a mantle in the living room. And so we just have this Douglas fir kind of throughout.
Theme.
We also have some Douglas fir shelves in our kitchen, some open shelves. And I think it just was nice to kind of carry it to the front of the house.
And Resawn is just what?
Resawn means you take wood that is a large plank, a thicker dimension, and then you cut slices of it. So you get thinner planks, the exact same length, and you usually do that with, say, a bandsaw, and it usually creates kind of a nice textured pattern.
Oh, okay.
On the wood, which is what we were really going for.
You were showing us the end of the wood. Was there a reason you were doing that?
Oh, because I did such a great job cutting it. Oh. Even though I had to flip the wood, I got a nice.
You were proud?
Cut.
Okay, yeah. Good job.
How could I not be proud?
And here, this looks pretty high tech.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Paint stir?
I use the paint stirs as my spacers. And I'm just mocking up the shutters so that I know exactly what length to cut the cross braces on the shutters.
Oh, good idea, because you've got the paint sticks in there too. So
yep.
You can't just say you have the 3 boards.
And now I'm marking my boards ABC 1, 2, 3, so that the ones that I just like aesthetically go together.
Good idea.
Yeah. Otherwise, you think, oh, this one looked good there, and now I've moved it, and I don't like it as much. Yeah. And now that I have that measurement, I can go ahead and cut the cross braces that will actually connect the shutters together.
Cross braces are just the horizontal pieces on the top and the bottom.
Yep,
okay.
On the top and the bottom of the shutter.
Excellent.
There might be some super secret shutter terminology.
I don't think it's super secret.
I don't know.
You could have just looked it up, yeah?
Maybe Google.
Google.
Yeah, yeah.
Google has the secrets.
Probably, I would imagine. Here I didn't have my dust collector on, so I was like, oh, wait, turn on the dust collector, great. Then I went to use the saw and realized, I don't have it plugged into the one extension cord that I have out there in the garage.
Well, when you only have 2 outlets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might be a problem.
Yeah. Should probably get some outlets out there.
Yeah. Well, garage is on the list.
But hey, once I plugged it in, we were good to go.
I think we have some other stuff ahead of the garage, but that's okay.
Flip the board so I can make the entire cut.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have a patent on that, Olivera flip?
I got a patent on that move, yeah. Yeah. And then I wiggle the board a little bit. I move it up. I lift it up slightly so that I make sure that it's right in line with my saw blade.
You need a video for that.
This is the poly that we're using on the shutters. It's spar urethane. It's water-based. It protects from UV so that the wood won't turn gray over time in the sun.
Yeah, I don't like
it. It also is a water protector.
The gray
factor. Yeah. We want the wood to actually stay the color that it is.
And why did you use water-based?
Well, oil.
Is that because I don't like the oil color?
Oil-based will just, it will give it a little bit more of a yellow or an orange color, typically.
Oh, is that what happened with the Cedar ones that we tried?
Yeah, we tried Cedar, and it kind of came out pretty yellow.
I did not like that. Really no. In fairness, you didn't like it either.
No, I didn't like it.
Yeah. So now you're measuring down to know where you put the crossbeam.
Yes. Yep. The cross brace is going to go in.
Cross brace.
Yep. At this point. And then I will actually attach the cross brace from behind so you won't see the hardware attaching the cross brace to the shutter.
Yeah, that's great because I did not want extra hardware on there.
Yeah, you're already going to see 4 construction screws on the front of the shutter that are actually going to attach it to the wall. But I used construction screws that were actually a color that was pretty close to this Douglas fir. It's not even noticeable really out front.
So at this point, you're just still measuring, you're making sure it's perfect, and then you're going to screw from the bottom up through, correct?
Yep.
And what kind of screws did you use for that?
Those are like deck screws. You know, I think they were 1.25 inches because I'm working with 3/4 inch material here.
Okay.
So you didn't want the screw to actually like
go all the way
the
through.
other side.
Yeah. And these are rust proof, obviously?
Yeah, they're coated so that they're good for all weather, but
Okay.
rust. They'll
Okay.
hold up. Yep.
This is so trippy to me. I feel like you're missing the cross brace.
Nope.
I know, it just looks like it. Oh, and we got
There's
a
the
new light up there too.
Oh, yep, new light. And then we just did it again and again and again. We got 4. So we take them back inside, and now what we have to do is mark them for where we're going to pre-drill our hole for the screw that's going to actually attach the shutter to the house.
And how did you decide that?
How did I decide what?
Like where you're going to put it?
Oh, I wanted it in the middle of the cross brace, and I wanted it to be in the middle of the long plank of the shutter. So where those 2 measurements met.
Oh, like in the,
right place.
okay, so it's essentially in the middle of the outer pieces of the shutter.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's also in the middle of the cross
The
brace.
cross brace, okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
It made sense to me.
Look at
and
you.
I was looking at it, yeah.
We'll have to go
Good
up in
idea.
here.
So we pre-drill those holes so that we don't have any tear out. If I were to just screw the shutters right into the stucco, then, when you get the head of the screw flush with the shutter,
Yeah.
you're going to get some splintering, and it's
Oh,
just
like
not
it looks like jagged kind of. Yeah.
So pre-drilling
Trashy.
those holes helps doing that so that you don't have that issue.
Now, when you take these outside and you start, how do you know exactly where you're putting them on the house?
So the other reason why it's helpful to pre-drill the holes is because I can then use the shutter itself as a template. So by putting the shutter up against the window where I want it to be, using the pre-drilled holes, I can actually run my drill through those pre-drilled holes and make marks in the stucco where I then put my anchors.
Oh.
Anchors that you just saw.
You have one up
Yeah.
already.
I forgot to hit record because the mailman came and you distracted me. But here's me putting up the second one.
Well,
So
he's
you
a
know when I
really
did the
nice
first
mailman, so that's
Yeah,
okay.
He's great.
Yeah. Okay, so
I've got a
you have
stack of wood.
below it
Yep,
to hold
so
it
that I
up.
can literally just place this there and then step back and take a look at it and make sure I've measured it correctly and that it's where I want it to be.
Okay.
And that just gives me the opportunity to say, yeah, okay, great, it's where I want it, versus, oh shoot, no, it's a little bit high, it's a little low. And then I'm using the paint stir once again as a spacer between the shutter and the window trim,
Okay.
because we used wood on the window trim. Obviously the shutters are wood.
Oh,
If there's any expansion, contraction,
yeah.
I want to be able to account for it. So the little spacer I'm using, the paint stir, it's about 1/4 inch.
That's a good call. 1/4 inch is enough room for both of those pieces to expand and contract.
For
Okay.
this amount of wood, yep. And then by doing that, I'm able to take my drill and using the pre-drilled holes that I already made in the shutter, pass the drill through the pre-drilled hole and make my mark in the stucco. And the marks that I make in the stucco, I will then go and take my anchors and pound the anchors right here into those holes, which will then allow me to drill screws through the shutters into the anchors, attaching the shutter to the wall.
That's great. I didn't know how you did that, and I thought maybe you measured from the window or from the top or like some other cockamamie thing. And
No, using the shutter as its own template was the way to go.
good job.
Yep.
Who gave you that idea?
I don't think anybody did.
Oh, wow.
Kind of just occurred to me.
I'm impressed.
Wow, go me, huh?
Go use right. And so this one looks like it's giving you trouble.
Yeah, you know, I got the wood from the big box store, so it was a little wonky, but there's enough hold with the anchors and the stucco and the construction screws that I use that it flattens it out nicely and tightens it all up when I screw it in.
So it wasn't flat, even though at the very beginning I saw you lay out all the wood.
Well, that was more just to dry it out so that I didn't have any further problems.
Okay.
But I mean, the way it's stacked at the store, it's just, I mean, you got 100 pieces of wood, you're lucky if you find like 10 good ones.
That's true.
And there we are.
So
We got
cute.
shutters up.
Wow. Before
And after.
Oh my goodness. So pretty. Good job, babe.
Thank you. I think it came out nice. I like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Let's keep the house.
Okay, let's do that.
Was that great or what? Really, I hope you loved the video. I hope you learned something. I hope that you use the information there to make some beautiful shutters for your house. And I hope you like the video so much that you've already hit like and maybe even subscribe. Because otherwise, you're not going to get any more content consisting of my wife having snide remarks about the things that she puts up with me doing. Which is why we're all here. All right. We'll see you next time.